What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear the word Tokusatsu? Kamen Rider, Super Sentai, Godzilla, Garo, and Ultraman are probably going to be the most common answers. I do know that there are other people who have grown up with Tokusatsu besides these, and believe it or not, there is more than just Japanese Tokusatsu, which you're free to tell me about in the comments below. Although, I'm not going to include American Toku because there's enough to talk about for another day. Surprisingly, there's more than just Power Rangers and Kamen Rider Dragon Knight, like Mystic Knights of Tirnanog. Tirnanog? Tirnagogo? Tirna. Head to the go-go, baby! With the help of my friend Dan, we're gonna dive into this world of non-Japanese Toku that hasn't been explored before. Let's start out with something I know my Indonesian fans probably never expected me to talk about. Bima, Satria, Garuda. Most of you probably know the name and the suit, but nothing else, so let me enlighten you with a single clip. Bima is freaking amazing. This Toku takes itself just seriously enough to be considered cool, but not super cheesy. Yes, the mooks have silly skull masks and you still have over-exaggerated arm movements, but the designs for everything else just screams early Heisei Kamen Rider. Although the original Bima aired in the ancient year of 2013, the designs are still really good. I suggest watching just for the Bima suit alone. The story itself is also pretty insane. An evil organization came out from a parallel universe to steal Earth's natural resources like oxygen, so you know some serious stuff is about to go down. Luckily, our protagonist named Ray is given the power of a Garuda to become our hero. Bima even has its own GTA San Andreas mod. You know you've made it far if you have your own mod. What I said about Bima is pretty much what I can also say about China's Amor Hero, except that Amor Hero takes itself a little more seriously. Maybe too seriously. There's a lot of mystery with a bit of slice of life thrown into the formula. The suits in action are cool, but I don't like when shows feel the need to have an Instagram filter to make themselves seem darker. You can find an English dub of Amor Hero on YouTube, so I suggest checking it out and see if you like it. But be warned that the voice acting can be terrible.
And with it, I'll soon be able to contact and meet the Amor Heroes.
Amor Heroes?
Yeah!
And the show does take a while to truly get started. If you like what you see but can't stand the dub, there are other ways to watch it. And that goes for other shows on this video too. Have fun with your serialized martial arts superhero show. Wow, Thailand, you really got the explosive intro down. Just listen to that rock music and that classic action. I wasn't expecting to be this positive with a show called Squadron Sport Ranger. I bet hundreds of people have been wanting a sports-themed Sentai, and this is probably as close as we'll get. I know this isn't a show that I'm supposed to take seriously. Aside from the weird name, the team wears color-coded sports gear and their headquarters is high-tech. I mean, would you take that seriously? Then again, a kid might think that's the coolest thing they've ever seen, especially with sports such as soccer and volleyball being insanely popular outside of America. From what I can tell, Sport Ranger is very episodic, much like early Power Rangers, but it's still fun and... Oh my gosh. Is he okay? Oh yeah, he's fine. That morphing sequence is a lot cooler than it deserves to be. The suits don't look too bad, but it seems like they bought their material at a 99-cent store, or maybe a super 99-cent store. You know, the store where you buy things that are more than 99 cents, but still regrettable enough to be considered cheap. I wouldn't doubt if all the budget went into the special effects and into getting this really pretty Blue Ranger. Don't believe me? Just look at when the monster of the week attacks the city. You can just smell the cardboard they found in their trash bins. The Zord though? It's amazing, if only for the fact that it has a spiky fireman hat. Okay, I talked way too much about Sport Ranger. You probably wouldn't take a show called Pandamen seriously, but you also wouldn't expect for Amazon to get a gritty reboot either, which is something I can compare Taiwan's Pandamen to. Pandamen is a very dark show that's not for the faint of heart, but it can also get a little weird. The visuals can be live action 1 second and then CGI the next. It's a show where police die in a shootout, but our hero wears a panda mask. Keep in mind, the show is a little slow, but you're probably used to that if you watched Amazon Season 1 and 2. But the filming style and storytelling are also very similar to Amazon, so you might enjoy this one. Just remember, every character you like has a high chance of dying.
Jump from Taiwan to the Philippines, we get Zaido, the Space Sharers. Psst. Hey, do you like Space Sharers? Do you hate Geki? Have no fear, Zaido's got you covered. Zaido is a sequel to Space Sheriff Shider. The story is this. 20 years have passed since Dai Saramura, also known as Shider, destroyed the clan of Fumaliar. The descendants of this clan, now known as the Kuma, have emerged to wreak havoc on an unsuspecting universe. Galleon, a descendant of Del Mundo, has a mission and forms an elite group of space police known as the Zaido. Zaido is littered with references from the Space Sheriff's trilogy, most notably Shider. One of these examples is they include footage from Shider being played on computer monitors during the Galactic Force Space City sequences. It's sort of hard to find, and the effects are not that good, to say the least. The series never had a DVD release. There are a few raw episodes floating around, and as far as I know, only one episode does have English subtitles. If you can find it, watch it if you're a fan of the Space Sheriff series. That's really all that I recommend it for. Legend Hero Samgungjong, or Legend Hero The Three Kingdoms, comes from our buddies at Synergy and Moonwatcher Media of South Korea. Best way to explain the show is part Kamen Rider Gun, part Kamen Rider Ryuki, and just a dash of Super Sentai. Here's the basic plot. Liu works and lives at a dojo with his friend Gongzung-zan. Liu loves friendship, eating a lot of food, and fighting. Also, he's clumsy. An angel named Juju comes to Earth to find the Legend Heroes, one of which just happens to be Liu. He's handed a hero piece in his changer. The hero piece is sentient and carries the identity of a great Chinese warlord, Guan Yu, Sun Tzu, etc. All the Legend Heroes have dreams, and if one wins the dream battle, then their dream will be granted, and all others will never be able to accomplish their dreams. I recommend this series. It's like a Phase 2 writer show, but on a cheaper budget, and a little mix of Sentai. The mechas are amazing, and so is the fight choreography, although don't marathon it. It kind of gets episodic because of its Sentai-like nature.
This is something I'm saving best for last. A Taiwanese film called Machi Action. It's about a man named Tiannan who portrays a beloved hero named Space Hero Fly. He's been playing this hero for years, so he eventually gets old and too outdated for the kids, so the show gets rebooted, which means bye-bye to Superhero Fly, and hello to a new high-tech hero. Yeah, it's one of those parodies, but Machi Action knows exactly what it is and makes the best movie it possibly can. Of course, it looks like a silly Kamen Rider and Kaiju parody, but it also has some very serious underlying themes. Superhero actors who get worn out. People that eventually forget who you are because times change whether you're ready for it or not. The bias between Japanese versus non-Japanese tokusatsu. There's even some stuff about having prettier actors taking over as leads akin to something like the Junon Superboy contest from Japan. There's some very dark stuff in here, but it can still get away with scenes like this. What I love most is how it's a love letter to Toku as a whole. You have your Showa homages with the suit design for Superhero Fly, and you have the stylized modern take on transformation scenes. I just love how much detail was put into the movie. I'm sorry if I mispronounced his name, but Tiannan, I think, does a sort of reverse Ichigo and Nigo henshin, while the rebooted hero looks eerily similar to Kamen Rider Axel with his red motif on his blue LED helmet light. There's just so much to love, I can't get enough of it. Although, I do gotta give a bit of a warning to my younger viewers, as the movie is a little raunchy and filled with language that sailors would be too terrified to repeat. All in all, Machi Action has heart and is the perfect movie for any fan of Tokusatsu. And there's still so much more Toku to talk about, like Space Deleter, Spheres and Trinity, Bio Kids, Ryu Kendo, Mirror Man, Miniforce, but we'll save those for another day. Thanks for joining me on this den. You and my fans from outside of America have showed me a lot that I never would have known about. It's a shame we can't find anything about even lesser known Toku shows like K-Cop and Dragon Tuka. Oh well, guess I'll find out about them eventually. Thank you all for watching. If you know something you want me to talk about, let me know. But for now, I'll see you next game.